American,
British,
American.
British.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Go,
Go,
go.
go.
Tomato,
Tomato,
banana,
banana,
schedule,
schedule,
vase,
vase,
department store,
department store,
first floor,
first floor,
beatbox.
beatbox.
There are 4 bottles of water,
There are 4 bottles of water,
a lovely flower garden.
a lovely flower garden.
It's a pity that I can't go to the party.
It's a pity that I can't go to the party.
I started that on Tuesday.
I started that on Tuesday.
Can I come over?
Can I come over?
I'm dancing with my girl.
I'm dancing with my girl.
Yeah! Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Sean. Today I'm here with some really interesting people. You guys are YouTubers and you speak English really well. I saw your YouTube channel. It's really interesting. You do a lot of comparisons between different types of pronunciation, UK, American, and you make it fun, you know? And you guys have a lot of views on your shorts, right? Yeah. Can you introduce yourselves for us, please?
Okay. Hello everybody, I'm Seron from South Korea. I'm now working at a post-production recording studio, and I also run a YouTube channel which specializes in a cappella. We've got a couple of videos, short videos comparing British and American accents, and I am the British imitator.
Hello, I'm Sohyun. I'm from South Korea as well, and I'm currently working in an educational technology company.
Awesome. How old are you guys?
I'm 25.
And I'm 23.
Okay, well you guys are young. How old were you when you started to learn English seriously?
I was 21 or 2.
I think it was just when I went to New Zealand.
Yeah, that was really helpful for you.
Yeah, it was.
A lot of people think that, you know, if I live abroad, I'm just gonna, like a sponge, learn English. Do you think that that's true in your experience?
Not really.
Okay.
You have to stay in an environment where everything around you is in English. Even if you're abroad, if you like hang out with Korean, it doesn't help.
I can really relate to that because I studied abroad in Italy in university, and I only hung out with Americans. So I didn't learn any Italian. I kind of regret that. So why did studying abroad help you if studying abroad isn't an automatic way to learn English?
It helped me to get some linguistic sense. All the people around me speaks English, so even if I don't speak, that environment was the most important thing, I think.
Hey guys, Sean here. I just wanted to talk a little bit about today's sponsor, and that is HiLocal. We talked a lot in this video about creating an English-speaking environment, and HiLocal is a great way to do that. HiLocal is a smartphone app that can be used on both iPhone and Android. There are tons of different tables that you can join with various skill levels. Tables are group audio calls. You can talk to other students, natives, or teachers over voice calls. Here are tables for English free talking, pronunciation, English word games, and business English. There are also tables for Korean learners as well. If you're shy, you can just join a table at first and listen before you start speaking. There are even speaking tables that are led by professional English teachers.
Let's go to number 4. Alright, who wants to volunteer? So, Yuri, Stan, Walter, Ali.
So if you're living in South Korea or any other country and you're having trouble finding good speaking practice, try out HiLocal. It's free. The link to download HiLocal is down below. And for you, why British English? Why? I gotta know.
American English is boring.
Oh,
No offense.
why? You just hear it all the time. It's too common.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When I was 3 or 4, I have listened to American accents all the bloody time. British accent sounds really fancy,
Yeah.
so I wanted to learn the British accent because it's very unique. It's kind of challenging as well because the spelling words are quite different from American
It's true.
English. Yeah.
That must be really hard though, because you go to YouTube and you type 영어 공부법 or 영어 듣기, and so much of that is American English.
Yeah,
right?
right.
So how did you create this like British English environment for yourself?
I always listen to British podcasts and British vlogs.
If you want to master the British pronunciation, then practice the T sound first and the R sound.
R,
R sound.
water.
Yeah, water, like water. If you manage to pronounce the water finally, then you can pronounce everything in British pronunciation. You can do it. Water. If you can do it, then tomato,
Tomato,
banana,
banana,
schedule, vase,
schedule, vase,
department store.
department store.
And there are lots of accent in England. So if you want to learn the Cockney accent, then practice the glottal T, like water,
Water,
Betty butter,
Betty butter,
bought some butter.
bought some butter.
Yeah, and that's it.
Did you know that Betty Butter bought some butter?
But she said the butter's bitter. She was like, if I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. Wow. Butter, bitter, better, butter will make my batter better.
That's like if I go to Korea and I'm like, I only want to learn Busan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very interesting. Okay. Why do you guys think Korean people struggle so much with learning English?
Koreans are actually really good at English compared to other countries. But the problem is that we try to study all those parts like reading, writing, listening, and grammar separately, and that doesn't help that much.
Instead, what should they do?
Watch lots of like Netflix, but without subtitles. At first it can be hard because you don't understand that completely, but it will get better.
Yeah, it'll get easier.
Yeah.
From my experience, I think a lot of Koreans learn English in Korean. 오늘은 우리가 I'm going to에 대해서 배울 거예요.
Yeah,
It's like everything's in Korean except for that one thing. And so when I look at other countries like the Philippines or like Germany, it's like they don't do that. They actually teach English in English. So you like enter the room and like it's just an English environment, kind of like what you said, the environment. It's really important. I talked to another guy last Saturday and he talked about using the smartphone applications. There's a really good one called Hi Local.
Hi local, yeah.
I know.
You know Hi Local?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's really good. Like you can enter tables, like and they all have different topics,
yeah.
and a lot of these tables have teachers in them too. Someone watching us right now, they see you guys, they're like, "와, 영 진짜 잘한다. 나도 저렇게 잘하고 싶다." What are two things they can do today to start to improve their English?
Talk to yourself in English. We always think and talk to ourselves when we're alone, and you just try to do that in English.
Can you give me an example? Like you're making a sandwich right now.
Okay, so what do I need?
Where the hell is
Bread, ham, like this. Even if it seems a bit simple, I think it does help in some way.
Yeah,
Because if you want to improve your English, you have to start speaking
yeah.
and say something. If you live in Korea, it's not easy to find someone to talk in English.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
yeah, if you want to start something today, maybe you can talk to yourself in English.
Yeah.
I love that. That's such a good tip. For me, I'm going to add to that one. Like walking down the street, you see a sign and you can say, oh, how do I say that in English? How would I say that in Korean?
yeah.
I definitely did that a lot when I was learning Korean.
Me too.
I did it a lot too.
And like constantly like playing this game with yourself, I think is really fun and it helps.
Yeah,
you know?
it
And then you
helps.
you kind of look on your 번역기 and you're like, okay,
밥하고.
밥하고, yeah, you're like, that's how I say it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And then you ask your Korean friend or your foreign friend, you're like, is this right? And they're like,
Yeah.
yes or no. Yeah, cool. So watching dramas without subtitles and talking to yourself like crazy person, right? Yeah.
So you have to do it when you're
Yeah.
alone.
I recommend that you teach yourself when you learn all the languages rather than 학원. For example, I learned the phrase like snap out of bed.
Yeah.
You know that, snap out of bed. But
I don't have children or I'm not a teacher, there's no reason to say this for me.
Yeah.
But I'm living very busy life, so it is very useful to learn the phrases like I'm slammed or I'm snowed under, like this. But think about what you often say in your daily life and teach yourself what is the useful phrase to say for you.
In your daily routine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So find and learn the vocabulary and grammar that can help you talk about your life
Yes.
and your lifestyle instead of learning really irrelevant stuff. It's not,
Yeah.
there's no connection with your life.
I'm still trying to learn English.
Mhm.
It never ends.
Do not ignore the nursery rhymes and the fairy tale stories. There are lots of phrases and words that you can learn in nursery rhymes and fairy tale stories. And it is very easy to remember because the melody is very addictive.
What's the best one?
There is a song called Pat Cake. It's like pat a cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Pat it and prick it and mark it with a B. Put it in the oven for a baby and meal like this.
Wow, that was awesome.
But,
Cool.
yeah, so
Nice.
you can learn the words like pat as fast as you can. Put it in the oven, like something like this. So
Yeah.
it's very useful to learn.
That was awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, your experiences, your tips. Once again, it's Heron and Soyeon. And I'm Sean. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. By the way, I will link your YouTube down below for people to check it out. All right, bye-bye.
Bye bye.